Today, on this January day, my whole soul is in this, bringing America together, uniting our people, uniting our nation. And I ask every American to join me in this cause.
That was President Joe Biden on his inauguration day less than 4 years ago. And tonight he will speak to the nation once again, this time about the difficult decision not to seek re-election. He'll be wrapping up an almost unparalleled career that has spanned more than 5 decades in Washington, first as a senator, a vice president, and now, of course, as president. Nancy Cordes now looks back at the president's life in public service.
With the COVID.
President Biden's recent struggles might lead some to forget.
In this bill, we do both.
That this is how he was known throughout the 80s and 90s.
I'm ashamed of the lack of moral backbone.
As one of the most impassioned orators in the U.S. Senate.
We got ourselves a problem.
He also had a knack for negotiations, securing victories on the 1994 crime bill and the Violence Against Women Act. One of the youngest senators ever elected, Biden was sworn in at his son's bedside after the two boys were injured in a car crash that killed Biden's first wife and daughter. He would go on to become a leader on the Foreign Relations and Judiciary Committees.
Sexual harassment charges that have been made against Judge Clarence Thomas.
Chairing high-stakes confirmation hearings.
My name is Joe Biden. I want to be the Democratic nominee.
Biden's first bid for president in 1987 folded quickly amid allegations of plagiarism. He ran again in 2008, creating standout moments with quick quips like this.
Rudy Giuliani, there's only 3 things he mentioned in a sentence, a noun and a verb and 9/11. I mean, there's nothing else.
But Biden finished far behind a pair of younger Democratic senators, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
Joe Biden won't just make a good vice president, he will make a great vice president.
Who went on to choose Biden as his running mate. Biden defended the Obama record in sharp debates.
Jack Kennedy lowered tax rates, increased growth. Ronald Reagan.
Now you're Jack Kennedy.
And fiery convention speeches.
Osama bin Laden is dead and General Motors is alive.
Obama, in turn, gave Biden high-profile roles, spearheading economic stimulus.
I'm asking my vice president.
Gun control.
That's why I've asked the vice president.
And even a moonshot to end cancer.
I'm putting Joe in charge of mission control.
After cancer claimed the life of Biden's older son, Beau, he decided against running in 2016 before giving it one last shot at the age of 78 in 2020. He got off to a slow start, finishing 4th in Iowa.
On to New Hampshire.
And 5th in New Hampshire, before South Carolina put him back on a path to the White House. Now, as he closes the door on what would have been his final race, it's worth remembering this wisdom from his first bid for the White House nearly 4 decades ago.
You know, this is presidential politics. One of you press folks asked me, he said, Biden, what's going to happen when the white-hot heat turns on? It's a tough arena, but I'm a big boy. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
In his primetime address tonight, President Biden is expected to tout his wins here in office on everything from infrastructure to climate, criminal justice reform, and job growth. He's also going to lay out what he wants to do with his final 6 months on the job as he wraps up a 51-year career here in the nation's capital. Adriana.
Nancy, thanks so much. That archival video from his early days in the Senate were so good. Thank you so much.